also going to get up that so that I have it in front of me. And then I'm going to go to archetype creation, life path. Okay, slightly before there. Those are all those. Oh, yeah, there it is. Haha. Okay, so if you can turn your attention to page 29 of the rules, you will see there should be, hopefully, fingers crossed, the life path method shows you the following steps. Follows the following steps. Anyway, not best language. Is this where you are all at on your various versions of the rules?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, so
hold on. Is it? I'm being. I've got the Alt GR button as my push to talk, and if I do that and scroll the mouse, the PDF suddenly becomes very big.
Zooming in. That's hilarious. All right. Okay. So you have the group concept, and like I said at the beginning, that's set in the campaign. You are the 101st. That is who you will be, so we don't need to worry about that. I will just flag, though, if someone wanted to be something like a resistance fighter or someone who was embedded in the unit, look, it's role-playing. I kind of made this comment when I invited you all, or when I asked if you'd be interested in playing. Role-playing at the service of history, not the other way around. We're not writing a history book here. So if you wanted to be something like a partisan who was embedded in the unit or some other kind of vaguely random but vaguely believable backstory, completely cool with that, right? Like, don't have to all be from, and this is probably a trifle unfair, don't have to all be from Kansas to fit into the background. So note the second thing you do in the life path generation is you determine your nationality. Preponderance of the 101st are obviously going to be United States, Americans, but you could be any number of other nationalities who've either moved to the United States at some point in their history or have joined the 101st through other mechanisms. Then what we do is we roll your upbringing. So this is like, in effect, what you were like as a child, where you lived, what that felt like. Then you do your pre-war experience, which is kind of your your mid-teens through to your early 20s or thereabouts. If you want to be older, you can then roll again on pre-war experience. So that comes at the cost of an attribute point. So when you distribute your 15 attribute points across your 4 stats, if you want to roll more experience and be older, then you can burn an attribute point. So you remove an attribute point and roll again on the pre-war experience. Then you roll effectively what your specialization and training was during the war years. So that's kind of how you construct the core parts of your character. You've then got endurance. We'll be playing gritty. So that is empathy plus strength divided by 2 plus 1. For endurance. You have character flaw, character virtue. You should have gotten those through your life path generation, but you can have whatever one you want. So you don't have to follow the life path. It's completely up to you what you want that to sound like. One of the really good reasons for us to do the life path generation together is you all hear each other talking about your character and what you're doing, which means selecting your buddy is easier because you can actually understand what everyone's backgrounds are, and you can say, oh, my character would definitely be that person's buddy. If you don't understand, buddies have a couple of impacts in the game mechanic. Key one is they're really good at helping you. So if your buddy is assisting you, they give better assistance than anyone else, which is awesome. The bad news is if they get shot up, go down under suppression, they have a bigger impact on your ability to resist things like being suppressed or, charging forward. So they have both pluses and minuses. Have a bit of a crack at appearance. If you will have a rank, obviously, unless you're a partisan. So then you make a note of your rank. Then name and nickname, and gear is determined by the fact that you're the 101st. So your paratroopers, you'll have all the standard gear for a paratrooper. You will have some speciality gear if you choose to be a specialist in a particular field, and there is gear that you can accumulate through the life path generator that is your personal stash. My personal favourite being you can end up with the revolver of the policeman who helped you escape a life of crime, which is a bit random and not well described as to how you got that gun. No, I'm only kidding. It's like they gifted it to you as a reward. It's a very American view of that statement. And
I would have to talk to him.
yeah, it's the sort of thing you'd expect Americans would do.
Mike?
So that's what we're going to roll through. Everyone comfortable with that concept?
Yeah, one question about the ranks. Do we
Yeah.
choose those freely, or do we roll for those?
You get some of it from the life path generation. I'm pretty like no one's going to be more senior than sort of a second lieutenant, because you're at the platoon level. You're not anything more senior than a second lieutenant in that sense of the word. And I would expect most, if not all of, and there'll only be one. If one of you is the second lieutenant in the unit, then you'll be the only officer in the unit.
No, it's just in the airborne, everyone that got through training was a PFC, private first class.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
rank.
NCO ranks I'm cool with.
Then you have the corporals, sergeants, different levels of sergeants. That is, and then you have the second lieutenant, and that would be the highest. It's just so yeah. I think lowest rank would be a PFC.
Okay, that's cool.
That for those that don't know what that is, that's one chevron.
Yes, we in
It's
the
basically
Australian
private
military-
first class. That's because they trained harder than those pussies in the normal army.
and took more risks by jumping out of airplanes.
Yeah, you have to be crazy to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, but
That is you have to be quite stupid, yes.
All right. So on that note, if we could now go to the nationality table, which is the very next table in the pages. So page 30 it should be. You should see a nationality table. Now, note it says you can roll or choose. So roll or choose, people. I do not mind. And I'm actually pretty agnostic to things like I don't like. Obviously, some nationalities will give you languages, some nationalities won't. I don't think it matters that much. So,
well, I already put down US fucking A
all right. So
as a nationality.
okay. So you're United States. What else have we got in the group?
I'm American as well.
Ditto, same here.
And same.
Yeah, same with me. I'm going American as well.
Right. So literally all of you are American. Great. Okay. All right. Not even a Canadian. Wow. Okay. No. Kidding.
Whoa! No! We don't need Canucks in this man's army.
All right. So then the next thing you do is you roll your upbringing. So you'll see that you have a D6. You can either do it randomly or you can select a background. If you had a vision already for what sort of background you thought your character would have, then feel free to choose. Your choices are street kid, rural, industrial, military, intellectual, or affluent.
Right, I rolled a 1. I am a street kid.
Nice.
And I'm an affluent.
Nice.
There you go.
That's going to go well. And...
hold on. I think I'll take a roll because actually no. Can I freely choose?
Yeah.
Then I'll go for 4 military family.
Military
that
family.
would suit me. Yeah,
Alright.
that would suit me right.
So just to be clear, we've got Per is affluent, Roy is military, Stu is street kid. Annie and Jonathan, do you have any recollection of what your backgrounds were?
Annie is from a rural / small town.
Yep.
I am from a military family.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Okay, so what you then do is you now note the guidance delivered above. So you'll also so you get to spend 3 points on any skills listed under the relevant entry. You get to spend a maximum of 2 in any one skill. That's an important side note. So of the 3 points, you can only associate 2 with one skill. You will also gain an interesting bonus, and you can choose a talent. So we'll talk about talents there. They're like kind of innate abilities, right? They're innate advantages that your character has that sets them apart from the group. It would be good to make sure that they are different, because they actually can have quite a bit of an impact. And then in addition to that, you will be distributing your 15 points between your 4 attributes. Just remember, every stat has to be a 3. So as to the point that was being made earlier, as the elite kind of, or at least reasonably elite unit, to get into the 101st, you kind of have to be good at everything. And you have to be physically fit, you have to be pretty smart, you have to be pretty strong-willed, and perhaps you have to show a degree of awareness. So you need to put 3s in everything, which means you've got 12 points automatically distributed, and you can move the last 3 points around.
So that's, if I'm correct, that's only strength, agility, intelligence, and empathy, right?
Correct. And it's just the attribute. So you're just putting the 3s into those attributes, and then you can spend your last 3 points between the 4 to specialise. In the upbringing, you'll be told which one of the 4 you can make a 5. So you can take any one of them to 4 and only one of them to a 5. So let's do that now. So if you move on to the correct table for that you selected, you'll see that Street Kid, you can roll a d6, and if you read across the table, you've got distribute 3 points among these skills, your key attribute, and the bonus. And there it is! Police Mentor gives you a 38 revolver. Very first one. Okay, so Stu, if you would be so kind.
Alright, cool. So I rolled a 4. So with no family, I fell in with the gangs. After a nasty knife fight, I tried to get away from it all and eventually had to win a big fight to escape. I still bear the physical and mental scars.
And you still have the shiv that you used in the last fight. Okay, so as described, the way that works is strength is now the stat that you can make 5.
Okay.
You have 3 skill points to spend between those skills that are identified. So calisthenics, close combat, command, guts, medical aid, and range combat. And you can put no more than 2 points in. Something for you all to be aware of, if you haven't played a lot of Year Zero, you're going to find that your skill points are pretty low at the beginning. So you end up with, I think, a maximum of 10 to distribute, unless you do the trade-in that I described earlier, where you do an additional round of pre-war experience. So you won't have a lot of skill points, is the point to be made.
Cool.
Okay. So that is your choice. What was... then we had military background, I think, was next.
Oh, that's for me.
Yep. So it's the same story.
Right,
so page 34.
I'll roll. Yeah, I've got it. I'll roll one. It gives me a 3. I roll online, by the way. I always do that.
Oh, no, that's fine. Yep.
Okay, your father worked as a supply driver. No, that's not true. Oh, supply. Oh, God. I really... no. I wanted him to be a hero. He isn't. He's a twat.
Well, he's not,
And
hey, my uncle was a supply driver in the army for many years. Be careful what you say there.
Like I said, I'm in character, so if I offend someone, I don't care.
Well, remember, this is between the wars. So, or at least...
Yeah, even so, we're American. We were always at war, so...
Bored, you got into trouble throwing stones at trucks passing by.
Supply driver, the bus. Anyway, an experience of material life was living at a quiet backwater garrison where nothing ever happened. Bored, you got into trouble throwing stones at trucks passing by, as you do, when you weren't taking a drive in them yourself. Right, so key attribute agility.
Yeah, because agility is used for driving.
Okay.
And other
So
things.
that would take agility to 4 then, I think. Is that
No,
correct?
so it just means you can take it to 5 if you want to. So you've got those 15 points to distribute.
Yep.
Every stat must be 3. One, you can raise agility to 5 if you want to.
Yeah, and that leaves me 1 point
to put somewhere else, if that's what you choose
yeah,
to
okay.
do. You're not obligated to do it. I will just say, though, there is
I
no
will.
way to increase stats in the game. So in a Year Zero game, you cannot improve your stats. They are set at the beginning and they never change unless they go down.
Yeah, no, I've got it. I fill it in the online
All right.
form.
And humorously, you also have a knife.
What's I have a knife?
Your father's engraved combat knife in pristine condition and never used in anger. Literally the
Yeah.
exact opposite of the shiv that we just encountered.
Combat knife. It's probably only been used to peel an apple.
That's right. And then lovingly repaired at all times.
Yeah.
Okay, affluent.
Yeah, I rolled a 1, so my parents were big in show business, whether it was on the silver screen or on the stage. You wanted for nothing, but your life was very controlled by your parents, by the servants and aides. Did you love it or hate every minute? Well, I guess my place here among the parachutes should explain that I wasn't a big fan of it. So yes, I signed up for the army to escape,
All right. So you've
and
escaped.
I have a solid gold secret case.
Yes. You do. You don't get the telescopic rifle sight that you could have gotten if you'd rolled 3. Okay. All right. So same story again. And this is where the life path generation really starts to play out, because if you look at the skills you're getting access to, they're much less physical. They're much more about sort of intellectual pursuits, right? So you've got calisthenics, command, infiltrate, insight, operate, and persuasion. I should say, actually, having said that, infiltrate and operate, I think, are both agility based, but I could be wrong about operate. So you also get to choose what your key attribute is, whether it's agility or empathy. So empathy is obviously more useful for talking to people, agility more useful for shooting people, to be brutal.
That'll be empathy.
Nice. Someone has to be good at empathy. And I should make the point that is actually true. So when if say the rich affluent guy ended up being the officer, just say, because that's never happened. Their ability to command the rest of you to get yourselves out of your foxholes and charge forward, or to pull yourself together when you're under suppression fire, is vital. Just to say that out loud. Vital. Alright, cool. So, that's what we've got there. Jonathan and Annie, do you have any recollection of what your specific backgrounds were under your rural upbringing and your military upbringing?
So, in my military upbringing, my father served in the Navy, and he was my hero when I was growing up, although I hardly ever saw him. As a child, there was nothing more than I wanted to be like my dad, or at least make him proud.
Wow. Okay. And an old and faded family picture. No.
Yep.
And Annie, do you have a recollection of what your background was from rural United States?
Yep. So I grew up on a ranch. My father bred horses specifically. And so I've always had a way with animals. But at one point, unfortunately, I was on the wrong end of a nighttime bit of cattle rustling, and I have a limp to this day because I basically tried to stop people from taking our cattle.
Okay. All right. So,
pre-war experience. She jumped a little ahead, just a little bit ahead to the pre-war.
Sorry, I didn't remember anything else because I've had a hard day. Is there anything else you'd like to add in there, Johnny?
Not really. She served around. She grew to love animals, and she has a way with them.
Yes, which I think might turn into a specialization, but we'll check that in a sec. Okay, and you also all choose one talent. So, did people, and I probably, in this book, okay, I will not, yeah. So, hold on, I've got to find the talents. Talents, flaws, and virtues. Oh, that's right. Just let me see if way with animals is, no, it's not a talent. Damn. Okay, so there's a list of talents on page 51. I'm actually pretty happy that we do the talents at the end, just because it's a little bit disruptive to go and find them. But having noted that, if you go to... I'm just trying to find exactly where the talents are described in detail. I thought they were described under skills. They are described under skills. Is that combat? Okay.
Talents on page 75. I've just accidentally turned to it, so that might help.
No, that's perfect. Yes, there they are. So, per the rules, please feel free to go to page 75 and choose a talent that you think goes with your background. For instance, just saying, you are prone to violent rages. Once per session, and when narratively appropriate, you may fly into a rage. You gain +2 dice to close combat attacks and guts tests when engaged, but cannot parry or dodge. It's the stabbing. I'm in for it for the stabbing.
That's my. I was actually just looking at that and going, that does sound like my character.
So I'm clever. I get +2 dice to insight tests when problem solving and investigating.
Cool. I like that one. Which one's that?
That's my character, Cowboy.
Yeah, but what's the talent called? Sorry, I should have been.
Oh, that's clever.
Clever. Nice. Yeah, very nice.
For Annie, she is charismatic. You're naturally charismatic, and people are drawn to you by your character. Personality, confidence, good looks, or a combination of all those three. You gain a +2 dice to persuasion when dealing with those who may be disposed to listen to you.
Yeah, very cool. All right. And then I guess, is it Roy? Roy, I don't think I've heard you.
Yeah. I changed my name in game already. That's why I already changed it to Robert R.C. Carling. You can call me RC because that's the nickname I carry around anyway.
All right. So RC.
If that makes things easier, it's either Roy or RC. It's all fine by me.
So RC.
I was looking through the list, and up to now I find Eagle Eyes to be good.
Yes.
Intimidating. Yeah, of course I'm intimidating. No, that's not a good one.
I knew about that. I would have taken probably Eagle Eyes since,
Eagle Eyes
I'm going...
will make you quite... Yeah, anyway, if you chose to go with sniper speciality, you would become quite deadly with Eagle Eyes, I'm not going to lie.
Might change it then.
Yeah, I know, but I'm actually aiming for sergeant, so that would not make me a sniper.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm still going with Eagle. Well, I'm going with sergeant if everyone's okay with that, but we'll come to that later. I'm going with Eagle Eyes if you don't mind.
I'm completely fine with that. Okay, so that is your talent, your stats. Has everyone done their stats? And your initial skills?
I believe so, yeah. So the skills will level up, right? That they will gain more.
Yes, you can gain... Yes, sorry, I should have reassured you. Yes, you do...
briefly run through the rules, so...
You do get experience. I do have some good news.
The question, that Eagle Eyes thing, does that go on the talents?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, just type.
What was the total stat number again, Thomas?
5 is the maximum, and
Yeah, but I mean the total.
15
for
points. 15 points.
15. Okay.
Yeah, with a minimum of 3 in every stat.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you've done that, we now roll your pre-war experience. So just to note, pre-war experience, fill in more of your personal history. At this stage, you'll be allocating you will be allocated 1 skill point. So when you roll on it, there's actually a skill that's given 1 skill point. And then you get to allocate 2 more of your choice. You also get to choose an additional talent or specialization.
Okay, what page is that on?
I am going there now. To past all these ones. Here we are. And you also get to... okay, does anyone want their character to have learnt another language?
Well, let's just say...
Sorry.
All right.
No, go ahead.
Thank you. We're both basic in German, Johnny and I.
Okay, good. That'll help.
We both gained a basic understanding and communicate in simple sentences and read German. Both of us.
Right. Awesome. You can tell people to surrender, and you can tell people that you're giving up. 2 very useful skills. All right.
Is this free choice? Is this free choice again?
So I'm tempted to say yes. Right. Like, so once again,
right.
Like you can roll it. I don't really care. It does obviously have a slight advantage in the game if you can speak, in particular, French or German.
Well, actually, reasons. I was going for basic knowledge of French. Let's say I'm a southern boy. I was raised near the bayou where they speak Old French.
Yep.
So let's just say that I know a bit of French.
All right.
That's on the languages, I guess.
Yep. So that's correct. So just take tier 1 French. So you know a little bit of French, and to be upfront, you probably don't speak French the way the French speak French. So and you probably have a terrible accent as far as they're concerned.
Bah non, ma français c'est très bien.
Well, okay, you might be able to speak French, but your character's actually got shit French.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm Belgian. We all speak like 7 languages fluently.
Yeah, of course you do.
No, actually 4.
4.
Yeah, we've got 3 languages that are our national languages. I speak them all, and then I added English to that.
So Flemish, French,
and German.
Right? Okay. All right. Cool. And I assume.
And Maximilian is fluent in German, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So we're a polyglot mob. All right. So language is done. Right. So now we're going to do the pre-war experience tables, which are on page. Well, actually, they're on the language page. They're at the bottom. So life experience. Roll a d6 again, please.
Sorry, which page is that on?
37. It's right at the bottom of page 37.
We're jumping right around here through the book.
Yes. So you have a d6 roll. Per, do you want to roll?
Yes, hang on. 2.
Law enforcement.
Oh, what? What the hell?
You spent some time in law enforcement, Per. Stu.
I think I rolled a 6. What's that? Other.
Other. Oh, you get to choose from this really long table, including politician. Just saying. You know, you crawled your way out of the ganglands and became a politician. No, I'm only kidding, but it would be funny. And RC. What have you gotten there, my friend?
I yeah, that might explain something. Yeah, okay.
We
Academic.
missed all of that. So it was academic. You got a 5.
I was gonna say, was
Yeah.
that me? I was wondering if it was me that cut out. Then I was.
No, it
Yeah.
was,
No, it was non-existent.
but that's all right.
Seriously, was my voice chat gone?
Yeah, but that's okay. You were
Okay,
academic.
great.
You
Briefly,
said.
yeah.
We heard you say academic.
Yeah, it's academic, and I was just saying that might fit into my background story. So yeah, that's good.
And then can I just ask Jono and Annie, what did you get?
Annie, she rolled a 6 and on the dice she rolled an explorer.
Nice. So from horse lover to explorer in one simple step. And yourself, Jonathan?
Straight through to horse explorer, so we're fine.
That's right. You traded your capacity with horses to get around the world. And Jonathan, what did you get?
I got military, and I ended up serving in the Navy.
Wow. The apple did not fall far from the branch.
Exactly.
Very nice. Okay, wow. So you ended up with a branch skill of tech then, as a result.
Yep.
Nice. Okay,
So hold on. You weren't good enough for the Navy, and you got into the airborne. How the hell do you do that, boy?
Simple. I was getting I wasn't very good seaman, and was getting seasick quite a lot.
Okay, fair enough. Question, Thomas, where did we fill in that role we just rolled?
Now you're asking questions that would suggest I thought about everything when I did that. Just put it in service. See where I've written. There should be just additional notes at the bottom. Please.
There's a note.
Yeah,
right
I saw that.
all the way
Yeah.
down.
Just put it.
I saw that.
Just put it in
I'll
notes.
put it there. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, law enforcement. Roll me a d6.
Yep, I
What branch?
I rolled a 3, so
The
Max
Coast
was
Guard.
with the Coast Guard.
It's a lot. There's a surprising amount of water involved in this section of your experience. All right, so you were in the Coast Guard, so you also have 1 point in tech. So just note that 1 point that you got was put to tech. Then what did you roll for event?
Oh, I didn't roll anything yet, so let me do that.
A 3.
That's also a 3. So what is that? You are wounded and some of your colleagues are killed in a large confrontation. You resolve the situation with skill, but it's a bitter moment.
Wow.
Okay.
It's a bit of a random one, but you're a Coast Guard. It's the 1920s, well, you're kind of 1930s. I'm gonna go with you ran. Prohibition had finished by then, because Prohibition finishes. When does Prohibition finish?
It finishes in the, I think, early 1930s.
Yeah.
Let me have a check. I've got my tablet as well as my phone here, so I can have a look.
Anyway, I think you've had a run in with criminal smugglers, because as a Coast Guard member, you're not going to have
Because the 1920s is very much the time of the Depression, so we'd all have been somewhat helically wrapped around an axis in the 1920s.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so you've had a run in with smugglers.
Sorry to interrupt. Prohibition ended December 5th, 1933.
1933, yeah. I think probably too early, unless you decide to do the double thing. All right. Note that your bonus is you get a floor. You're unlucky.
Great. Excellent.
I sort of missed something here. Sorry to butt in. I just read that when I rolled academic,
there's
more skill points to be divided. Do I need to roll for that, or can I choose?
Hold on. What do you mean by that statement? Is it specific to being an academic? Is that what you're saying? The academic description?
Yeah, I rolled a 5. That was academia,
Yep.
and then that was reading through that. It says I can roll a d6, but it also says distribute 2 skill points among these skills, and then calisthenics, insight,
Yeah,
tech.
that's what everyone does. So that's the standard for everyone. So
Okay, so I just choose. Okay.
yeah. So you roll the d6 for your field of study.
Oh, well, then I have to do that first.
Yep.
And that's a 5 again.
Right, so you went to medical school.
Medical school, okay.
So you get 1 point in medical aid. And then, to your point, you rolled... Which one was it that you rolled in the events?
Oh, I haven't rolled that one. Let me
Okay.
do that one then.
Yep.
And that's a 6.
It's a 6, which is you excel at your studies and lead in numerous non-academic clubs and societies. Everyone knows who you are and often come to you for help, so you can take that. I will point out, if you wanted to, I'm happy for you to make that actually training to be a doctor, which is the one below. So 5.
No, I'll keep this one.
Okay.
So I can add. Okay, so to be sure, I can add now 1 point to command, perception, or persuasion.
2. Well, you've got 2 points to spend, and you can put 1 point or 2 points into command, perception, or persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah. And since we'd already gone there, you are one of those people. You have a reputation for being good at everything. Some look to you for it. Others envy your talent. So you can take a talent if you want that represents that, which I will just remind you is on page 75. Because I have remembered. Yay, me. Okay, so is that... And then... Jonathan and Annie, what did you guys... Oh, no, we did yours. No, we didn't. No. What did you... You were in the Navy. What event did you have, Jonathan?
I took range combat and stamina.
Okay.
So hang on. You wanted to know? Yes. So for the event for pre-war, I saw action or suffered a terrible accident. Either way, I am badly wounded and scarred.
Oh, right. You and the Coast Guard. Wow, you Navy boys and Coast Guard people are like, it's not going well. I'm not going to lie. No wonder you left the Navy and the Coast Guard. It's dangerous. You should join the 101st Paratroopers. Much safer.
Stay away from water. It's quite obvious water makes you unlucky.
Yeah, no, clearly. You can be like my father, who joined the army to learn to be a cook. This is legitimately true. And unfortunately, he joined the army just when the Vietnam War was kicking off. So they said, "Well, we don't need cooks. What we need are infantry." So an infantryman you will be. So maybe you guys both left the the waterborne Navy to find safe harbour, as it were, in the ground troops, and discovered yourselves promoted to the dubious honour of being in the 101st. Okay, so just to remind you, you can also choose a specialisation. So specializations are like little enhancements. They're tied explicitly to skills. So where talents have got a kind of... They do add to skills or abilities, but they have a broader remit, you'll have noticed. So it was like, I can add +2 to persuasion basically when I want to impress people, right? Like, or intimidate people or whatever. And there's some of the talents are things like I get a bonus to my initiative. Specializations are explicitly being better at that skill in particular circumstance. So you can take a sniper specialization for range combat. You can take a kind of heavy lifting specialization for calisthenics and so forth and so on. So let's... I really wish I hadn't left my paper rules in the other room. Oh,
have
sorry.
led me down a very specific path here. Like, so I rolled the other, then I rolled a 66, which meant I could choose from the above. So then I rolled. Then I decided to go for a physical trainer. He left the climb to go to be a work on strength. Just focus all the rage into physical training.
Nice.
And
Yep.
then for my event, classically I rolled a 1, which was something you did not get in, something you did got you in trouble with the law. So yeah, I just went back to prison again.
We're not a lucky group of people, are we?
No, no wonder you're all in the same unit, because what they've done is they've dumped all the people who are perceived to be unlucky in one unit and said, let's just put them all in one unit, and that way it'll go poorly for them, but it'll only go poorly for them. Like, it's like we're not spreading bad luck across the unit, we're just concentrating it in one place. So, all right, yeah, great. So your mentor, your police chief mentor, who gave you his 38 sidearm, as a memento of your achievement of studying and learning how to be a better person, you then beat someone to the point where you were then rearrested because of your rage. You've
Oh no, I didn't get the revolver. I was Shiv. I was the street gang with the Shiv. So I basically just did terror. Just went on the streets, got out of a gang, went and did physical training, and then to deal with the rage, and then somehow deal with the rage.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. That's right. I was interpreting my own memories there. Sorry, my apologies. But yes, and you've now cycled through the prison system. And I don't know, are you concealing your convict past, or are you wearing it proudly?
I don't think this guy could conceal my convict past. I think the rage comes out too often.
Yeah. You are literally one of those people who it's lucky there's a war on, or you'd probably be in jail for murder.
I was like, how can I cause more damage?
Yeah, exactly. That's awful, but lovely at the same time. Okay, so you obviously also get your 2 skill points to spend on close combat, guts, or survival. Now, close combat is what you use for shivving people, by the way, just in case you were wondering. So if you need to make that decision, I'm just allowing you to be aware that.
Oh yeah, no, that was an easy decision.
That was an easy decision. The shiv and strength go together. Okay, so then so that's where I was going. So that, I think, is everyone now through pre-war experience. We've done your initial upbringing. We've done pre-war experience. We're now going to do war experience. However, did people want to look at specializations?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think so.
So I think they're listed under the skills listings. No, they're not. Of course.
We need one anyway, right? So.
Yeah. Oh, there they are. They're on page 69. I start at page 69.
69, other side of the book again.
Other side of the book again. So you'll note that each of the skills, the specializations are broken up by skill, which was the point I was trying to make earlier. So, for instance, melee 1 adds +1 die to armed combat, close combat tests, just as an example. Or silent assassin, +1 die to attack tests, and adjustments to damage rolls to silence or disable an NPC. The classic, 2 Germans talking to each other about their lovely girlfriends back home, and then the commando appears behind them. Scene that was very popular in the 1950s war movies. So that's a specialization that you can take. There's a lot of them. I'm tempted to suggest to you that you might just want to read through them at your own leisure rather than trying to bundle them in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's an endless list. It's just endless.
So how do we really choose that? We don't throw for this, correct?
Yeah, you do not roll. You choose. And
okay, but I'm looking at something and it says, let's say pistol 1, pistol 2. Is it
explicitly you must take pistol 1 and then you can take pistol 2.
Okay, so you take pistol 1 and then you advance into pistol 2 during the game, or
You spend experience to buy the additional specialization.
okay, so we can't spend any experience right now then.
Correct. And as a heads up, you will all get, and I think it's under, yeah, there it is. It's under Nimble. You will all get Paratrooper 1 for free. Because you're all trained paratroopers. So you will get a +1 to all dies, +1 to all tests involving skydiving, aerial emergencies, and landing on target. Because you are trained paratroopers, you've done the training.
So how many of these do we get to pick? Sorry, I missed that.
You get 1 now for this one. You get 1 for your war. So you get 2. Sorry, that's a simple way to put it. You get 2, and then you get 1 for free, which is Paratrooper 1.
Yeah, cool.
Is that being too
generous? So we can choose 2. That's good.
Well, yeah, you will. I'm actually just realising I might have slightly misquoted. Maybe you're only meant to get 2, including Paratrooper 1. But look, you're going to be fighting Germans, and they've got MP40s and machine guns. So, look, you'll probably need every advantage you get. So, let's keep what I said on play. That's right. They are not your friends. They are seeking to kill you. Okay, then...
Well, I was planning on hugging every German I see.
Look, I hold to the very strong opinion that you are completely entitled to punch Nazis. Okay, so then we have... And I think I have got it here. I'll just make doubly sure that I've got it in the right place. That was that one. That was your event. War Years! Yay! War Years. Woo! Alright, so you've got the War Years, which are on page 44, at the bottom of page 44. So underneath gang member rolling, Stu. Now, there's military service, partisan, criminal, military intelligence, civilian working class. Okay, I'm just going to fiat this. You guys are military service. Because you are paratroopers. And this has to represent your sort of paratrooper period. Is that okay with everyone? Does someone have a strong opinion that they want to be something else? And by the way, Jonathan and Annie, it's fine if you did something different. I don't really mind. I'm just kind of simplifying this one.
What did we get?
You got infantry machine gunner.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Everyone loves someone who can use a heavy weapon.
Well, I'm a weapons specialist, so I suppose a heavy weapon is kind of the deal.
Yeah. So using the machine gun and or the bazooka. For fun and profit.
Especially in case the guy who went to prison several times, who still owns the shiv, should come upon me in the night.
This will hopefully they won't be stabbing you. All right. So if we look at airborne, so actually no, I was right. You get a bonus specialization in Paratrooper 1, so win for me for getting it right in my head. You have to have the attributes alt 3, which we've done, and you get 4 points to distribute as you want. Now, what sits below that? So I'm now on page 45. 45. You'll see that there is a dice system for infantry airborne. You can be a scout, a rifleman, a machine gunner, a combat medic, an engineer, or an artilleryman. Up to you which one you choose. You can choose. I don't need you to roll particularly. So please feel free to choose. What works for you.
We'll be airborne. Airborne is a given because we're airborne.
That's right. And then you can choose what specialization you hold. So are you a scout, a rifleman, a machine gunner, a combat medic, an engineer, or an artilleryman?
I ended up becoming a scout.
Nice. So the concept of key skill I should explain. So remember how every skill you could only have up to 2 in it? So key skill allows you to have up to 3. So you pick your key skill. It only matters kind of right now. Like it doesn't matter later because you just spend experience points and buy up skills and you can buy them up. It's all completely fine. But for now, this is the skill you could raise to 3 in the creation of your character.
Oh shit! So I can. I had. Oh, hang on. How have I fucked that on earlier?
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going for rifleman because that suits my character best.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where do we feel?
Is anyone else going for combat medic? Then I'll take that.
I considered it, but no. I went for something else, as you know. But
And
yeah,
Jonathan, what did you choose? I know we did talk a lot about Annie's character, but what was your character?
I got the airborne scout.
Right. Okay, that's cool.
Where do we fill that in? Airborne. I filled in under the branch, and where do we
just
fill
put a
in
dash
the
and put your specialization next to it.
in the same thing? Okay.
Yeah, just wherever you want. All right. Has everyone chosen their specialization? Stu.
Chosen one of my specializations. So I'm just looking at the. Sorry, the. This is the infantry role to take.
Yes.
We don't have an artillery, do we?
No, but you do have a machine gunner who also has heavy weapon skill.
Okay, but have we got someone who's on? I'm going to be shit at engineering, so that's not going to be my thing. And I haven't put anything into rifleman range combat either, so that's.
Well, you have to have 1 point in range combat. Like you have minimum training in your infantry weapon.
Oh, I do I? Okay.
You have to spend 1 point of the 4 points that you get. You have to spend 1 point on range combat. There is an expectation that you can shoot a gun.
Okay, that's good. All right, good to know. So choosing, if I just choose rifleman, because I'm a basic person, does that mean I get a bonus 1 for that? Or is it just suggested key skill means that I can then put up to 3 in range combat later?
Correct.
When I get, yeah, cool.
It's the second. Sorry, it's the second.
I can spend more of those 4 points, couldn't I, on rifleman?
Yeah, or you could be kind of crap at shooting people, but really good at shivving people.
Yeah, it's a shame that there isn't a shivving option on the.
It's a shame there isn't a shivving option. Henceforth to be known as the best line of the character creation discussion. It's a shame there isn't a shivving option. Why isn't there a shivving option in the specializations? Look, what I would suggest to you all, and particularly Mr. Shiv, but also the Scouts, is that you pay particular attention to the skill under agility known as infiltrate.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I see.
For sneaking up on people so that you can stab them horribly in the back while they're not paying attention to you. Okay. So you now have 4 skill points to distribute.
One of which has to go into ranged.
One of which has to go into ranged, yes, because you are expected to be competent with your rifle.
I'm doing best I can. I might have to arrange a one-on-one with this gentleman at some point.
So...
Sorry.
No,
Johnny's just trying to keep up as best he can. He might need to arrange some kind of one-on-one with you, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
Arrange that for when.
Sorry.
When we're next. Arrange that for when we're next both available before session 1.
Yeah, that's fine. We will have 2 weeks. It will be completely okay. So
could I?
Yep.
Could I choose scout as other person did, and then just whack 3 into infiltrate?
I will allow it. It's not technically what they say, but I will allow it.
Oh, do they have to be fully distributed? I mean, I'm happy to distribute evenly.
No. I'm dead serious. So it's a suggested key skill, not a mandated key skill. So if you want infiltrate to be your key skill, then infiltrate it shall be.
Well, no, I'd kind of want that melee to be, but close combat, but there isn't an option.
Well, no, then do that. Then do that.
Okay.
Like I said,
I'll
it's
try,
suggested, not mandated.
Okay, cool.
Since I'm really marksman.
I am agnostic, really. I think at the end of the day, if you're going to be stabby McStabby, the rage-filled stabber of people, you might as well be damn good at it.
It's just a barbarian, but
But in human form, in paratrooper form.
paratrooper barbarian.
Does anyone else watch The Bad Batch by the Star Wars TV show?
Not yet. I'm kind of.
No.
Okay, all right.
I'm educating Annie actually, and we're partway through the Clone Wars. I'm educating her in order of the story.
Well, the Bad Batch appear in the Clone
Even though
Wars,
I
but there
hate
is a particular character called Wrecker in the Bad Batch who is this gigantic, bulky dude who just basically carries a really big gun and beats people down all the time, and I'm getting a distinct vibe.
Yeah,
I think the barbarity is sort of embodied in the Shiv. Like,
Yes.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
there's some kind of demonic possession going on in the Shiv.
I don't think my guy's particularly he doesn't look well built. He's going to be like Brad Pitt in Snatch.
Oh,
where he's just he
just
looks like a
writhe
lightweight,
and
but actually
li-
hits.
yeah, wiry and live. All right, nice image. I was watching Fury the other night actually to get myself in the mental space for this game.
Oh, good film.
The tiger fight was incredibly accurate to real life.
Oh, where they're trying to take out the tiger tank and they're desperately trying to get around its back. Yeah, that was
The
cool.
worst decision making ever. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, super realistic movie that.
all right. So just to calibrate then, just checking in with everyone. So RC, are you good? Have you spent all of your skill points?
I spent 4 skill points. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Per, are you good? Have you spent your skill points?
I still have to spend 3 skill points, and I haven't chosen my last 2 specializations either.
That's okay. Specializations, I think I'll
Because
get
I need
you guys
to,
to do on your own time because it's such a long list, right? But the reason I'm asking is, I'm going to ask you all to just confirm that you have 10 points in skills, because this is the one thing that always happens in Life Path is it gets messy. People go, hold on, am I meant to have added a skill point or not? So you should have ended up with 3 in your upbringing. Then you would have gotten 2 in... Oh, hold on, no, it's more than... No, hold on, am I adding it up wrong? Ooh, Jesus, that's embarrassing.
For some reason, I only have 9.
Yeah, so this is why you should have 10.
Okay, I'll add one
I
somewhere.
have no idea. I'll have a look at the sheet and tell me, and I'll just accordingly.
Yeah, so you get 3 points for your upbringing. That's right. Actually, hold on, I'll go back to the original high-level sheet.
Good. Right.
And that will tell me so that I am not an idiot. Okay, so 3 points, 1 talent for upbringing, 3 points in pre-war experience, and then 4 points in war years. Yes, 10 skill points. 10 skill points. Yay!
Okay, now I've got 10 now, so that's good.
Okay, awesome. So just make sure you've got 10 points and that you have 15 points in stats. Everything else can be fixed later, but those are that's the most important thing.
Good.
And then you will have 1 talent that you've already purchased, because I think everyone chose a talent. And then you've got either an additional talent and 1 specialization, or 2 specializations, and then just to make that complicated, and then you've all got Paratrooper 1 as well.
Right, so we can either choose 2 talents and have one specialization, not including
Or
Paratrooper,
2 specializations and 1 talent. Like,
Yeah.
they're interchangeable comment. And then in addition to that, the specialisation Paratrooper 1, because you've all learnt how to jump out of aeroplanes and not break your legs, or at least minimise the risk of breaking legs.
Great.
Yep. So far, so good.
Awesome. So now we're at the kind of the rundown towards the end. So your endurance is and I'm pretty sure I've got this right, but I will actually just make absolutely certain. Its endurance is, yes, average of strength and empathy, rounded up, +1. So to explain, if your strength is 5 and your empathy is 4, unlikely but possible, you would get 5 points of endurance, and then you would add 1 point to that to get you to 6. So you would have an endurance of 6 in that scenario.
Okay, so it was strength plus empathy?
Yep, divided by 2, so rounded, averaged, and then rounded up. So if you've got 3 and 3, it'll be 3 plus 1. If you've got 3 and 4, it'll be 4 plus 1.
Because I didn't know if I've got me everything set up.
Yeah, so I've got 3 and 3, so that would give me 3 endurance. Or do I get a +1?
Yeah, and you get +1.
Okay.
Everyone gets +1.
Mine is 5
Okay,
and
where
3.
do we fill that in, or isn't that in the list?
In the sort of under statuses in the character sheet. So, if you're using the online one, there's a headline bar called status, and underneath it there's a thing called endurance. It's got the lovely yellow to orange bar running across.
Yes, I got it there.
And you put it in the max, which is the one on the right hand side. So increase that, put the number in there, and then once you've done that, then put it into the other side as well. Put that number in the other side. There you go. Dunsky.
Right, so that makes 4-4. Nice.
So that's your endurance. Then we roll a floor. One of you already has a floor, so there's save that need. Unlucky.
I've got a progressive, I think.
Yep.
What have you got?
Yeah,
Sorry, what was that, Annie? I missed that. My apologies.
Progressive. So I obsess over something or multiple things. I haven't quite worked out what that is yet.
Right. Okay. Yep. Okay, you're obsessive. Got it.
It could be like knocking on doors a certain number of times, or counting the bullets in the magazine repeatedly. I don't know yet.
You could be that person. Could be the person. Yes, you could be the person who's going, hold on, have I got 9 bullets or 8 bullets?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is the table of virtues and flaws on page 51. You are welcome to select from that or choose something equally relevant to your character, you think. You choose virtue.
Bullying. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Bullying.
Yeah, I took a bloodthirsty.
Bloodthirsty, nice, lovely. That'll. Wow, you're a lovely bunch of human beings. What about you, Stewie? What's your
What page was this on, sorry?
page 51?
Sorry, thank you.
'Tis a long list. Do not be afraid.
No, it's fine. I'm sure I can skim read it.
Jeez.
So many terrible things you could be. So hard.
Yeah, I'm torn between two. Yeah.
There you go. Well, you know.
Oh, so do I choose a talent here from as well? Oh wait.
Oh no, it's just if you wanted to
Oh, no,
roll
click
your
the
talent
page, yeah,
randomly.
Yeah, I see.
It was just the list, but we actually used the proper set.
Actually, no. I've got it because that would fit into the sergeant role. Yeah,
Okay, what is your flaw?
I'm gonna take bossy.
Bossy. Yeah, I completely.
Where
agree.
that's in flaws. Okay.
Yeah, that's in flaws, and then choose yourselves a virtue as well, which is your more positive side.
Can I choose bossy again?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. For me, I chose merciful.
Nice. Interesting, but nice.
And Annie got kind-hearted.
Goes with the horse thing.
Wait, who's bloodthirsty?
Yeah.
Which one of you's bloodthirsty?
Very-
Sorry.
Well,
that would be me.
Yeah, they're both bloodthirsty and merciful because
He's bloodthirsty when he needs to be, and occasionally merciful.
Basically, I kill people as quickly as possible, but make as much mess as possible. I take joy out of it.
I suspect the difference is going to be when you're actually in combat, you're going to be exceptionally bloodthirsty. But once the combat has stopped, you're going to be very, no, we should be treating the prisoners well, and it's like the heat of the conflict kind of issue. But we will see how that plays out.
Yeah, I try and, because I'm planning to go down the sniper route, being bloodthirsty and merciful, I take great joy in seeing skulls exploding when I get headshots.
Right.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I'm sort of starting to like you.
When you guys log off at the end of this session, I still have to live with him.
This is a curse that you have chosen to.
It's the cross I'm.
That's your life path.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is your life path. Beautifully worded. All right.
I'm kind-hearted. That's what got me into this.
All right. I'm gonna drive it forward, guys. Drive it forward. Where are we at with virtues? Where are we at with flaws? Has everyone chosen a flaw? Has anyone not chosen a flaw? Better language. Silence will be taken as we've all chosen flaws. Awesome. Has anyone not chosen a virtue? Remember, you can always roll D66 if you feel so inspired. Or lack inspiration. I should probably make the point more carefully.
Nah, I found 2 good ones.
Yeah, it felt good to be ruthless and fearless. That's my my man running into
I took decisive and bossy.
Alright, so we have now, I think the only thing left was gear. Is that pretty much right? Let me go to my table on page 29. Oh, yep, we've done virtues. Awesome. Alright, so if you haven't got a name for your character, just give them a short moniker for now, and you can come up with a better name later. The reason I'm saying that is we're going to talk quickly. Does anyone feel any particular calling to the way... Well, actually, hold on. Yeah, we've got enough time, so let's do this carefully. So, in 2 sentences, can I ask each of you to describe where you think what you think your character embodies now? So, a quick description of your character based on what you've built up in your head through the life path generator. And the reason we're going to do this is so that people can choose their buddy. So it's really to tell the rest of the group, this is who I am, based on all of this, and this is what I think is my kind of key thing people would know about me or perceive about me, is kind of what I want. And then that'll just help people select buddies. Starting with Jonathan. Dun, dun, dun. So that other people, because you've already done your characters to death, so the others, this will give the others a moment to collect their thoughts.
I personally see my character being kind of like the company marksman type role, so the sniper, he goes on ahead, gets an idea of what's going off as the scout, but as he gets into combat, he picks off the more important targets, so officers, NCOs, others, and gets into the odd sniper duel if needs be.
And is surprisingly, and noting your flaw and your virtue combo, is kind of very deliberate about it. Like you kind of enjoy your work.
He's very careful on who he picks out and how he takes them out.
Yes.
He's very sort of calculated when it comes to it. He literally takes in all the factors, the distance, wind, or atmosphere, all that kind of stuff. Anything that can affect where the bullet goes, he calculates all that before taking the shot.
Okay. Annie.
Okay, can you hold on for a second? Can I? We still haven't filled in a rank for everyone.
Oh,
I don't know if we need to do that now, but I think that goes with the background story, I think.
Okay, all right. No, that's a good call out. I know you wanted to be the sergeant. You've been
Well,
pumping.
it's no, hold on. I wanted to be a sergeant if everyone's okay with it. If anyone else wants to be a sergeant, that's fine. I'll just go for second lieutenant then.
All right. Does anyone else?
No. Jesus, nobody understood that. Okay,
No,
doesn't matter.
it's,
I got
it's-
that joke.
Yes,
Just go for
I
major. Just start major.
sergeant major. That's right. Warrant officer. In my home military.
Warrant officer first.
To quote my
Right.
father, I'm not an officer. I work for a living. So, does anyone have any concerns with RC being the sergeant in question?
Absolutely
None whatsoever.
Someone needs to be the sergeant, so that's good. The second question.
Concerns, yes, but I'm fine with it.
It's good. The second question is: Does anyone want to be the second lieutenant, or will that be an NPC? It can be an NPC. They can be your NPC second lieutenant. That would work fine, and you can have the sergeant doing what sergeants do when they have second lieutenants who don't know what they're doing, which is what they always do, which is actually running the show. Does anyone want to be
Actually,
the
the lieutenant. Actually, the lieutenant I had was a good one. I was a sergeant, by the way, and I had a good one.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
They do exist, apparently.
I'm sure they do. However, the question stands: does anyone want to be an officer, or are you all happy to be below officer rank?
More than happy being below officer.
I think I would like to be second lieutenant if there's not a problem. If no one would object.
Yeah, sounds good.
I portray a second lieutenant in my reenactment society, so I
You're a
have,
full lieutenant in the Reenactment Society, darling.
Sorry, I thought it was second.
No, you're a first left. You're
Yeah,
first,
I'm first
full
lieutenant, so technically I have some experience of.
I'm first lieutenant in our airborne group, so no, it doesn't matter.
All right. Well, then we have a second. So we have the second lieutenant. We have the sergeant. Does any noting the comment from the beginning that you're all at least private first class, so PFC.
I would suggest having the scout be a corporal, because that's about right.
I was thinking that myself. Yes.
All right.
Because usually they carry that rank.
Okay. So we have a corporal, a sergeant, everyone else is PFC, and a second lieutenant. That's actually all the ranks that we have available to us. We could have a second corporal in the unit, obviously, but for simplicity's sake, let's just keep it as a straight line. Is that okay with yourself, Stu, and Per? Noting you two would be the PFCs in this story.
I'm just a bloodthirsty.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Then that's excellent. Okay, so now you know the ranks. So, Annie, you are the second lieutenant. Just to...
Second Lieutenant Atticus Blackwell.
Quick.
I hope you do, Annie. I hope you do realize that you will have to get a lot of shit from me.
Well,
I'm completely okay with that.
Okay.
I'm trusting you to do, the correct, the sergeant's job, which is, of course, second lieutenant. That is an excellent idea. And
then do,
if I may just
do
make just leave it with me, second lieutenant, and I'll fix that for you. Let me go and sort that out for you.
What a fantastic idea, second lieutenant. Let's do not that.
Yeah.
Let's do something else.
Yes, good idea, Sergeant. Let's not do that and do this instead.
Yes, that's right. Yes. God damn, I'm the genius. Said the second lieutenant. All right. So, second lieutenant. Sorry, we have not heard from the second lieutenant. Second lieutenant, describe thyself.
So, I'm charismatic. So I get the feeling that I'd be the kind of person that, if the men had issues or concerns, they would want to come to me. That also comes with the territory of being kind-hearted. Although some of the men might potentially believe that I'm, a poppy outside of combat. But being a weapon specialist, when it comes to combat, it's very much a sort of spray and pray attitude.
Very American.
Heavy machinery. Hey guys, have you seen my heavy machinery kind of attitude? So yeah, when it comes to the combat, just go at it full tilt until the job is done. But my main skills and talents lie outside of direct combat.
Okay, all right, perfect.
That's how I feel about myself.
That's very good, thank you. Going down the rank list, I guess we'll go to RC next. RC. Couple of words about the sergeant.
Right, good. During training, the ranking officers kind of immediately saw my leading role, giving me the sergeant rank. Because I am decisive, I'm not afraid to say what I think, a bit bossy, but for some weird reason, the platoon follows me and appreciates what I do for them. On the other hand, I'm really tough on them to make sure that they are physically well and ready for combat. And if someone dares to take cover under fire, I give him a kick in the ass.
Okay. With the great line, we have to keep on moving forward. We have to keep on moving forward.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, cool. Then PFC... I feel like sorry, Stu. I want to end on your character just because I feel like the rage-filled knife meister deserves the sort of full stop at the end of this conversation. So, quick description of your PFC, please.
Yep, I'm playing Maximilian Saint Thorpe, who is, of course, son of the famous Saint Thorpe family, who are sort of very well known on the New York stage scene. So playing Hamlet or whatever. So rich family, which he has been sort of on the run from since he left, I guess, university. So he's in the paratroopers as a job, basically, and he has found out that kind of his role is trying to mend up the guys who are getting shot at or wounded. So he's pursuing like a medic career.
Nice.
He is unfortunately a bit unlucky.
Just a bit.
Um,
But you've got lots of friends in that space.
Yes, I guess yes. And a big family fortune to fall back on if everything goes tits up, I suppose.
Well, I have a question for you. Would your family have disowned you, considering you've, kind of, in effect, rejected the family kind of, business? You're not even an officer. You didn't go to university. You're not filling in the perfect child of the family line, particularly.
They are. I wouldn't say they've disowned me, but there's certainly some. I mean, the family has some German ties. That's also why I'm fluent in German. So I've kind of like learned German. So they have German connections, and they are not sort of. I suppose they were just waiting out how the war goes.
Yeah, and that does explain your first name, Maximilian, which is a very German kind of name. Particularly Maximilian. one of my colleagues is a Maximilian, and his family are all German. He himself is not, but his parents are. Okay, so all right, and then finally, but certainly not last, Stewie.
So I've got Billy Ripper Harris, so nicknamed Ripper by his comrades in the in Currahee with when told that his bed wasn't made properly to standard, he ended up ripping it to shreds with a shiv in a bout of pure rage, which didn't help anything because he then had to go and pay for new bed sheets, and it just got him a sort of nickname, and everyone sort of keeps just sort of one eye on him for just how angry he is and how much of a hot flash of rage he can get into. Carries his trusty shiv everywhere with him, and prefers getting up close and personal to shooting anyone. So yeah, it's slightly terrifying, but also quite small framed. He's only 21. He's young. He's quite a skinny looking guy, but packs a surprising punch.
He just looks angry all the time.
Yeah, he's just one of those faces that just looks like he's ready to go at any point.
Yeah. He just gives that vibe. People, whenever they're near him, they can feel
Across
it.
the street when they see him walking down the.
Yeah, that's kind of beautiful. All right. All right. So now I'm going to ask each of you to select a buddy. You do obviously buddyhood, if I put it that way, does not have to be what's the right language? It does not have to be reciprocal. So you can be the buddy of someone who is then the buddy of someone else. These things are not reciprocal relationships. So I don't know, how do you can just, having listened, you can just write your own ones down.
Jonathan, I've got a question. What's your in-game name?
I am George Armstrong with the nickname of Cowboy.
Cowboy. Okay.
He comes from
You're
Texas.
the scout. You're the scout, right?
That's me. Yep.
All right.
All right.
I'm just going to write down your nickname because this is George Armstrong. Really.
So there your buddy.
Are you a black boy? Ain't no black boys in the airborne, you know.
No, I'm Texan born and raised. From the white of God himself.
Let's get one thing straight, people. I'm not a racist. You might hear me say things again. That's in character. I'm not a racist.
Okay, but I will be sorry. This is the one thing I will say about that, and it will limit language. No use of the N-word in game.
No. When I say, I will say things like, "Are you a black boy?" That those kind of things. I won't be offensive in that way.
Okay, all right, that's good. I run another game which is set in Harlem. That's a rule we play by.
No, that's all good.
Okay, so, so RC, you've chosen your buddy, which is Jonathan. Jonathan's character. Does anyone else have a pretty clear idea of who they'd like to be their buddy?
I have actually one issue. There's supposed to be another player in here, and we have no idea about his stats. So.
It's all right. I'll sort that out. Oh, okay, all right.
No. It's for choosing a buddy. I mean.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Do we want to hold off? I mean, I'm not sorry. So we actually have 5 players. Very happy, very keen for Matt to join, but if Matt didn't join, that would also be fine. Haven't received a message from him, so I don't know unless I have. Oh, I have. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Oh, his brother is visiting. Okay, right. Okay, that's fair. Okay. So he and I will sort out making our characters. All right. Well, we'll hold off on buddies then, and we'll handle it via Discord. How does that sound?
I just want to make a request, a temporary request. Obviously, if Matt chooses a different buddy, then I completely understand, and I wouldn't stand in anyone else's way of requesting buddies. But would Stewie be interested in being my buddy? I mean, I feel that given the kind of almost psychotic, shiv-bearing night monster maniac might benefit from, from being around the sort of rural, kind-hearted, approachable officer.
Yeah, maybe it's like like you're all the things that I'm not, and I look up to you for.
I suppose maybe that could work.
And it could also be the reason why Ripper hasn't been drummed out of the 101st. Is
Yeah,
that
just keep me on the straight and narrow just enough.
just enough? Yeah. That would actually work really well. That would work really well for buddies because it would be the how did the rage-filled person manage to actually just finish basic training without ending up in all sorts of problems?
Yeah.
Well, actually, nobody knows that, but I tie him down to his bed every night.
That's a certain way to get
So
a
if
shooting.
that's okay with you, Stewie, I mean, I wouldn't want to push anything on you or anything, but
No, that works for me. That's great. I don't know if everyone could write down their character names in the chat afterwards because otherwise I'm gonna forget them. So
Yeah, and if you don't know how to do it, you can also do it in the Stu's already done it with his character. You can also and so has Pert. You can also do it in the role interface as well, so you can actually change your name in the role interface. Actually, I should.
Yeah, because I'm doing characters for two people because I highly doubt this particular system will work for Annie's speech package. What I'll do is I'll just put our character names and rank in the Discord channel for people to see, and any messages that need relaying to Annie, just put in the Discord chat, and I'll relay them back, and I'll relay them over.
Yeah.
Discord will work on your phone. Just saying.
We're not sure if it'll work with Annie's because of the fact her being blind, she has to use the text-to-speech voiceover function on her phone.
Okay.
And we don't know.
Okay.
And I think last time we tried to use Discord on it, it fucked everything up. Pardon my French, but it fucked something up, and we had to uninstall it because the voiceover package didn't want to work after.
It caused the phone to crash.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know that because I'm used to using my fingers on the stuff now. Okay, fair enough. It was just a suggestion.
All right. Well, we
appreciate it.
So we'll stick with that. So, all right. So we've got Ripper and the second lieutenant are buddies. RC has buddied the sniper scout. So the corporal and the sergeant are codependent. Maximilian, do you have a buddy in mind? And just reminding you all, buddies don't have to be reciprocal, and you can have more than one. Well, more than one person can have you as their buddy.
I will pick RC as my buddy.
Yep, nice. Okay. Cool. All right, we are basically done. You've chosen your name, your nickname. Now, one thing that we won't get to because I actually have to get dressed and go to work and all those other terrible things that you do on a Friday. There is going to be a list of gear. I'll put it in the Discord sometime today or tomorrow. That'll give you... Actually, it might not be tomorrow because I'll be travelling. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It'll appear sometime in the next week. So long before we do the other thing. And then the last thing we haven't done, and I'll probably just suggest we do it a little bit offline, is fill out the rest of the platoon structure. So a really important part of War Stories, as much as we love our characters, and we do love our characters, is fate is fickle and war is hell. So you have a whole platoon that you're a part of. I think you guys are going to be the first... Hold on, I've actually got the structure here. I'll just get it out of the just open up the actual module because it has the structure table in somewhere. Those are all the mission obs. Just had it. Where is it? That's so annoying. So annoying. I literally had it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so it's in here. So your 3rd platoon, the 2nd lieutenant is in charge of 3rd platoon, and you will all be part of, I think, 1st squad in the 3rd platoon. So sergeant, corporal, and then privates. Each platoon has, including sergeant and corporal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, I think, members by the looks of it. So what we do is we just roll on a particular set of tables just to fill out some basic names and stats of the other people should we need them, and also so that when they're part of your unit, when you're trying to push forward and they're giving you support, you know who they are, and we can sort that out in Discord if people are okay with that.
Yep,
Yep.
sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so on that note, at 7:45 my time, and assumably 7:45 midnight for some people, and 7:45 11
11.
for others, we'll finish it up. So next session we'll be straight into it, so it'll be media res. So you'll be effectively jumping on the Dakotas to cross the channel to parachute into Normandy, behind Utah Beach, to do what you need to do to help the invasion be successful, and to break through German lines in the first couple of days of the conflict.
Cool. One quick question.
Yeah.
Can we see the character sheets of the other players, or can't we?
I don't know. Can you?
Click the name on, or at least you can do it with the people who've got it in
You
the way that you've set it up.
Yeah, you should be able to see them. So if you go to the little icon view user sheets, part of the problem is I can see everyone's, but that kind of makes sense. So I don't know
Yeah.
what you guys can see.
If you look at the little top left icon above, if you've got all of our pages, there's a little top left icon. If you click that, it should show the
Yeah,
category.
I got it. Okay, I got it.
And there are
Yeah.
spare sheets with viewers, everyone, editor, only you, but then there's a bunch of sheets that are actually named. So,
Yeah.
Jono and Annie, Jono and Annie,
Yeah,
Maximilian.
I've got Maximilian's, and that's filled in. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so you can see everyone. Everyone can see everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I am the sergeant after all. I have to know what their
What
specialities
their
are.
capabilities are. Yeah. So don't forget also to add that additional either 1 or 2 specialities, and if you choose to swap one of those for a talent, your additional talent. So you'll either have, at the end of this, you should have either 1 talent, 2 specialities, and paratrooper, or 2 talents, 1 speciality, and paratrooper. That is how you should end when you've done the final bit of character creation. All right. On that note, I'm going to call it. Is everyone comfortable with where we've landed? Everyone happy with their characters? Are we good?
Yeah.
All right.
All good, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So in a fortnight, so Friday fortnight for me, Thursday fortnight for all of you,
Yep.
we will kick off. I'll talk to Matt in the intervening period. Obviously, he just had a family member visiting, so I am confident he will be joining. So we'll make up his character separate. Well, he'll make up his character separate to all of this, and that way we can all just kick straight in to the action next session. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
All right, I'll stop the